Welcome to Hidden Squidz Gaming. To summarize this fight, it's a quick burn and try your best to avoid damaging Wilbur. Killing Wilbur before the Swine God is killed is never beneficial since the Swine God will just go into enraged mode, which means he'll do enraged destruction all of the time. The Swine King's attacks are fairly basic and don't have too much difference between them. Obliterate bodies and obliterate masses are his two key abilities if you do not hit Wilbur. Hitting Wilbur, as I said before, will cause enraged destruction. This does damage and can stun, therefore we avoid hitting Wilbur. Wilbur himself is very annoying and we have to hope that his stun chances do not land on anybody along with his marks. The easier and more reliable way is to burst the king himself and possibly non-damage stun Wilbur a couple of times. The Plague Doctor's stun does no damage and is a reliable stun. You're going to want to add a trinket though that adds about 10 to 20% chance since level 3 Wilbur has a rather high stun resistance. A stun is more reliable in the earlier levels where his stun resistance is around 50%. In higher levels you'll want to go with a marking strategy to burst through that 271 health sack of HP. Many personal favorite DPSs of mine are Leper, Houndmaster, Arbalest, Bounty Hunter, and Hellion. Hellions, Arbalists, Bounty Hunters, and Lepers have excellent crit and damage increases via campfire abilities. These characters and buffs can allow you to strike down the Swine God in 3 to 4 rounds depending on your luck. Houndmasters, Bounty Hunters, and Arbalists all function off the mark extremely well, and that's why I recommend a marking strategy. Also, if you killed Wolf before this, his trinket is excellent for mark damage and size damage. Another two viable ways is to go dodge heavy for Wilbur, or DPS reduction via an Occultist and a Leper. If you can get most individuals to 50 or 60 dodge, it may be just enough to avoid some marks and stuns from Wilbur. The other way, the Leper's Intimidation can reduce damage by 33% and the Occultist can do an additional 20. At 50% reduction, I believe that should be enough to keep the Swine God's attacks down to about 10 to 20 per marked hit. The only drawback to this is, if a debuff misses, or in worst case scenario both miss, it will allow a potential 2 full damage rounds from the Swine God. This could mean an immediate death's door and more stun chances from Wilbur. I personally not have tried this strategy since I have success with high crit and high damage, though this should work in theory. Once the Swine King is dead, Wilbur has low HP and is usually easy to dispatch. I have no real recommendations for Wilbur other than full fire on him once the Swine God is killed. Fun fact, letting a hero die to Wilbur is an achievement, so before you kill him, you might just want to let a hero die if you're not too invested on this playthrough, or individual. If you are struggling on this fight, you may not be bringing enough damage, or you may be splitting your damage on Wilbur before the Swine God is killed. Once again, just focus the God and hope your stun resistances are high enough for Wilbur. As usual, RNG may not be in your favor, but I've done this boss reliably when I do not target Wilbur. Next time we will listen to the beautiful Song of the Siren. Like and subscribe below.
Decimated.